Hi, Filter here. From the title, you can see I'm going to talk about some lesser known books. You know, the ones that came out. And I have to say, some of them came out before '93, but I'm bringing this up because these were the ones, again, around, I guess, '93 during Comic Fest. The books aren't bad. Art wise, they're not bad. You could tell they were made by some interesting guys, and like I said, these books are quite old. As I was perusing my collection of tomes and lore. So, and I remember I came across this one called Judgment Day. It was one of the early superhero things that came out back in the day, and by by Churchill and Anderson, like I said, '93. And I remember this was after Comic Fest, and this was like during the slew of early wannabe creators. And sadly, if you want to blame anybody for that, I'd blame Rob Liefeld. Yeah, Rob Liefeld. Now, Rob Liefeld, as you know, one of the co-founders of Image, made his big splash doing Hawk and Dove and all the like, and you know he did a relatively decent job. Of course, his New Mutants run, X Force, and the like. But this is where it gets kind of interesting, as you know. He did a Levi's commercial that Spike Lee. It was part of the Spike Lee thing that he was doing, and as you know, um, everybody knew. First of all, Rob Liefeld is about my age. Now, at the time, this guy is like in his early 20s, and he started out as a teenager. Now, this inspired so many young men. Yeah, there was a lot of young men who wanted to get into comics, and it was great. It was fantastic. I mean, like I said, you had a lot of young creators out there. I mean, I got the first four issues of Judgment Day. I got one. I've got two and three, and then I got four. Like I said, this is well over 20 something years, and I'm going to take a wild gamble that I'm pretty sure the artwork has probably improved by these guys. Um, then there's this, which I got. I think this is more recent. The artwork is good in this. The story is decent, and that's Animal Mystic, Dark One. I think this is this is issue number 4. This is a pretty good book. The artwork, I can tell it has a slight manga influence to it. At least this kind of reminds me. At least I posted it. This kind of has a Richard Corben-esque style. Actually, if you take a good look at it, the rendering is just beautiful. And I really honestly hope that Rob Horan uh, and Dave and Brenda. uh, Again, these were just a lot of people that were doing some really cool stuff. Then I remember getting this one. Um, Lander by Mermaid Press or Mermaid Comics. Again, artwork isn't too bad. Written by Shadow W. McKenna. Written, created, pencils by Lovell. I mean, the artwork is different from, it's, I can tell that probably by now, if this guy's still at it, he's most likely improved. Again, these are those little lesser known things. Not a bad story. This is a number one. I don't know how much this is worth. Hell, it could be worth $300 for all I know. Who knows? Then I remember getting this one. And this one's odd, from Caliber Press. This is called Construct. I still have it in one of these. I don't know if you've ever seen one of these. This backing here, this thing. I use this to preserve my comics, most of them. From what I remember, again, not a bad book by Paul Jenkins and Leo Duranona. You can see the names right there. You guys can look them up. Maybe you'll find out who they are. Uh, ooh, another one from Lightning Comics, Claire Voyant. Decent. Artwork is relatively decent. I can tell you that. I'm not saying there's nothing to write home about. I mean, the artist is John Cleary. I think he's still out there doing stuff. At least I hope so. No, I'm sorry. Uh, no, cover credit is by John Cleary, and Paul Abrams does the interior. Yeah. This is during the time of the character of Helena, I believe, if you remember that. And yeah, this also, I think they also did Helena. Then there was this one, which I found unusual. Flashpoint Comics Tool Die. I think it's Tool Die. This is that stylized artwork that I've always noticed that people tried to do way back in the day. It's printed on some decent paper, written by Peter M. Caravet, and the script is by Thomas Grosand. Artist is Chad Leiniger. Interior artwork, again, decent. Like I said, this book is, again, 1994. I was going to a good amount of local conventions here besides Comic Fest. And let's see. This one, Zinnia. This one I found very interesting. I forgot how I acquired this. This is, again, from 1994. The artwork in here, I think, is by, I don't know, there's so many names here. I'm not sure. Okay. Richard Kane Ferguson, pinned up by David Ryan. Explicatory Intercourse. Well, anyways, I'm looking at this artwork, and for some weird reason, I think Frank Frazetta. I don't know why. I'm thinking Frank Frazetta. You can see some of those stuff from the back. Again, lesser known. Again, good artwork. If you're trying to study some of the art in here. Oh, here's a backstory. It's color, which is pretty decent. Zinnia with a Y. If you ever find it in the dollar bin, it's by Sanctuary Press. So again, 1994. Get it. Then there's this one, Strangelove. This I have to break it open. I haven't read in a while. So the artwork in here is very, very good. I'll give them that. It's got a sort of and this one was done by Entity Press. They did Nera X, Nera Space Angel, I believe it was called. And the artwork in here, very, very good. Done by, if I'm correct, Tatsuya Ashida. Obviously, some decent stuff. The robots are drawn almost Ninja Turtle style, like Eastman and Laird style. Then we get to our main character. And again, artwork kind of reminds me of Eastman and Laird. Again, this dates back to 95. So we're talking 25 years. Let's put this one away. I had some other books that I can't find at the moment. One was called UN. Had to dig that one out. I only got it because, yeah, it was at one of the Comic Fest, and you try to get as much swag as you can. Then I've got this one by London Night Comics, Lethal Strike. Artwork, not bad. I guess you can tell by the artwork they're trying to do a sort of Rob Liefeld sort of thing. Written by Everett Hartsoe and drawn by Jude Million. Again, it's not bad. I'm pretty sure that as you can see there, I'm pretty sure the people that are doing it now are probably going, They're probably much more improved if they're still in the business. Another one from Entity Comics, Harriers. This was actually good. Foil, semi-foil cover, as you can see. It's very sparkly, like a holiday. And this one is written and drawn by Billy Limit, Ronaldo Roxas. They're the plotters. The writer was Ronaldo Roxas. Scripto is Marcisco Roxas. Pencils by Mark Voyant and Efren Anaceletto. Anyways, artwork. I don't know. I get a funny feeling these guys. Artwork is okay. Story is actually okay. See that if you want to. I mean, Entity did it. Yeah. They did also called. Jeez, it's hard to pronounce some of these things. Shania, Nera X, and Aster. I believe I had the issue Aster somewhere. I got to dig that out. Now, these three I actually really dug, and that is Archangels. Actually, two. Thought I had three. But Archangels, and to give you an idea, if you've ever read the book This Present Darkness and Piercing the Darkness, you'll know what I'm talking about when you read this. The battle between angels and demons. Here, the artwork, again, almost a sort of semi-Rob Liefeld kind of style. Relatively decent. They could get on a decent book. I really honestly believe that. And now here's one which kind of threw me off. Let's see, wait a minute. Archangels was written back in 98. That's when I got out of the Air Force. All right. Okay. Danger Girls. I think this is based off of Dirty Pair. Anyway, the art, pure manga. It is pure manga. Hold on, let me flip a couple of pages here. I like the artwork. If you like manga, you're going to dig this comic. It's relatively decent, and it is written by let's see, Chris Trout, and drawn by a cat named Gregory Lane. Like I said, the manga influence on this is good. If you like comics of this nature, this is the stuff to buy. If you like manga, this is the thing to buy. It's worth it if you can find it. You'll probably find it in a dollar bin somewhere. And now we come to this one by CrossGen. And this one, I'm surprised. I'm really honestly surprised that CrossGen is out of business, but Chimera. And this one is written by. I hate it when they do this. Back in the day, it was so simple. You just put everything you needed right here, written, drawn, that kind of thing. Now you have to go to like the back of the page or something like that to find out who wrote the damn thing. And I still don't know. Anyways, CrossGen. I've heard Razorfist talk about CrossGen comics. And yeah, I found this in the dollar bin somewhere. And I thought, you know what? This might be worth it. This one came out in, let's see. Bear with me, boys and girls, as I do this. 2003. Again, it's a nice book. I like it. It's okay. Now, when I say lesser known, some of these comics you might already know, like Chimera, Danger, Danger Girls, maybe even Strangelove. You might even know this, but this one I need to show you because this one perhaps garnered so much information. I remember seeing this in the old comics magazines, where they discuss stuff and the like. I think this dates back to. Bear with me. Let me check the date on this one because I remember when this came out. I just don't remember the year because I'm an old man. Yeah, this came out in 1995. 85, sorry. But here it is. Shatter. Now you might think, what's so special about this comic, Shatter? Well, it is the very distinction of the first comic ever printed using a Macintosh computer. We're talking those early ones, where you see the girl with the big hammer and the Big Brother thing, that commercial. This was drawn using that. I mean, look at that. This is a cyberpunk sort of thing, almost reminiscent of a sort of, the guy is almost reminiscent of Decker from Blade Runner. So, I mean, they really do their best to do this. And this was printed by First Comics. I remember it was made such a big deal back in the day. I think she's worth $5, even though you might have paid $1.75 back in the day. Not much, but hey, what are you going to do? So, like I said, I just thought I'd bring that up, show you some of the stuff. Some of the stuff made by I wouldn't say the wannabes, but the guys that wanted to, well, how can I put it, tell a story. And this is why I think of Comicsgate in this fashion, because there were a lot of people that just wanted to tell a story. And they came up with ideas, both weird, some of them it seemed off the cuffs, but they came out with it regardless. Well, I just thought I'd put that out there. Well, I'm Filter. Y'all have a good one. Rate this video if you like it. Share this video, please. And I guess, well, you know what to do. Hit a thumbs up, share this video, leave a comment below. Until then, I'm Filter. I'm out. Some of those stories are very chilling. Things that have happened and the deaths that were connected to this alleged